Thank you very much, Sean. It is a little known fact that we did receive an award for our first schedule at Dos Pueblos. Without having the signals between classes, we were awarded the Nobel Prize. What other school could say that? Whole school, Nobel Prize. Our next presenter is a 1990 graduate of Dos Pueblos High School. He is also the head of our DP Engineering Academy. And he will be presenting to Alex Filippenko, Amir, Abo-Shaeer.
And so it was exciting to be able to be here and share this, share Alex's work and share everything he's done. One of the things that was especially exciting to me is when I was in college, the majority of the professors I had, and I think that this is probably common, their research was first, or what they were doing was the primary thing. And with Alex, I was just really excited. As I was reading on the internet, really looking into all that he's done, he's just this renowned scientist, but he's also this renowned educator at the college level. National Professor of the Year in 2006. 9 times voted the best professor at Berkeley. This is someone who's teaching astrophysics. And so, because we just met, and because I felt like I could, continue to talk about things that I think about him, but I thought, what better thing than to look online and figure out, find what his students had said. And these are just these are comments that are available. And I was looking at these things for hours, just like, wow, look at that, this is amazing, trying to pull the best comments, because every comment was good. I mean, 9 times the best teacher of the year, you gotta have lots of comments. So here's a comment. Professor Alex Filippenko is education at its best. His teaching style is comprised of a pure, raw passion for the subject, and he is able to effectively communicate that passion to his students. Filippenko is a rare breed of inspiring mentors. The best class of my life. I would take this class every year if I could. 6 years later, this class is the class I talk more about than any other that I took in college. Alex is amazing and inspiring. So I had a lot of fun looking these up. And this goes on. Brilliant. He brings you into his spectacular world in a way that no other professor can. Not only do you learn about astronomy, but you learn about the world, about Berkeley, and about Alex. And these go on, and they go on and on. Here's a little thing. Star parties, and he dressed up for Halloween as a black hole.
Where's Alex?
Students talking about how they loved going to his office hours. When I was a student in physics, and I will tell you, totally intimidated to ever go to a professor for office hours. And here are these students, one after the other, go to his office hours. 800 students, he remembered my name. These are the types of comments. It's just wonderful. So I feel as someone who really loves education, cares about education, and chose to go into high school secondary education as opposed to teaching at the college level because I didn't feel it had that connection. It's just wonderful to see somebody who's been able to connect with their students in this way. So I'd like to introduce Alex, who's now my friend. We toured around the engineering academy for a couple hours, and he told me the story today about how they let him do chemistry experiments. This is, I guess, back in the early years, and the ducts were all connected between the chemistry lab and the administration office. Am I spoiling the story? I can't remember.
Don't tell the punchline.
Okay, I won't tell I can't remember whether you said you were cutting that one out or not. So the ducts are connected. The ducts, not ducks. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to stand on the left now. Right.
Well, thank you so much, Amir, for that wonderful introduction. And it's such a great honor to be here as one of the first 15 inductees in your Hall of Fame. I must say that he's the real star of DP now. There are many, but he gave me the tour today, and so he's the real star. This man single-handedly built up the engineering academy at DP to be world-renowned. I don't know of any high school that comes even close. I don't know of any colleges that have the kind of setup that Amir has established at DP. So you guys have a real gem right now. I wish that the program had existed back when I was there. Anyway, fantastic job. So I have very many fond memories of my 3 years at DP. I actually left a year early in 1975, being part of a championship tennis team, serving as the school vice president, doing community work with the Key Club, and having a great time going to football games and dances. It all kind of blurs together at this point, more than 40 years later, though some highlights stay fresh. Among the clearest memories are my experiences in the science department and with its teachers. They really encouraged me and nurtured my already deep interest in the sciences, and they gave me free rein to explore. As president of the science club, I was given lots of really cool equipment, resulting in activities such as Bunsen burner barbecues, where we would roast hot dogs in flames thrown by a Bunsen burner, yes. I hope they had not too many carcinogens in those flames. Now, at that time, my main focus was chemistry, not astrophysics, and I most vividly remember igniting lots of flash powders and other mild explosives at meetings of the science club. The results one time would have probably led to my expulsion from school if it were to have happened now. You see, it turns out that, as Amir was beginning to tell you, the ventilation system, at least at that time, was interconnected, and at least for the science classrooms and the administration building. So smoke started pouring into the admin building during the lunch break one day, and people were about to pull the fire alarm, and then someone said, "Wait, isn't there a chemistry demo in the science club today at the meeting they're having? I see it on the weekly bulletin." So one person was sent to the appropriate classroom to see what was going on. They opened the door, looked in, saw me, and said something like, "Oh, it's you. Okay, go ahead." I don't think I could do that nowadays, right? It was also in the science club that I developed a growing interest in astronomy, occasionally holding viewing sessions that we back then called star parties with a small telescope that my parents had given to me as a gift. That interest in astronomy and physics continued along quite a steep slope throughout my years in high school and my first year in college. And near the end of my first year in college, I actually switched as a major from chemistry to astrophysics, and I've never looked back. I must say that, as I said to Amir this afternoon, one reason to switching from chemistry to astrophysics was undoubtedly a sense of self-preservation. Because if I had continued to have easy access to all these dangerous chemicals, I most surely would have blown myself up at some point. I did have several minor explosions, which fortunately back then I wore glasses, and so I still have my eyesight. Anyway, I'm very happy to see that science, now augmented with technology, has grown ever stronger here at DP, culminating with this world-renowned engineering academy that you now have, which now has built upon the amazing success in the first competitions that you guys dominated for a decade, and which I heard about from my brother Ivan, also a DP graduate, whose son Ben was in high school in Irvine, and they would always grumble that they would lose to DP. They were the other quite good team, one of the high schools in Irvine. Anyway, I owe a lot to DP, and I'm delighted to be honored in this way. Go Chargers!